Hello everybody, my name's TyMythics and this is Strictly Review. Today we're going to be talking about the open beta of the latest from Bethesda, Doom. Let's get the obvious out of the way. I am bad at first-person shooters, but I'm not here to display my inability to competently play the game. I'm here to review the open beta of Doom. Now I am aware that this beta only contains a casual version of multiplayer to have fun with, but if this is anything to base preemptive predictions on, then the outlook doesn't seem too good. Well, at first glance anyway. Now, as this is a review of a beta, please do not take my judgment too seriously. The full game could come along and trash this video. This demo does not do a very good job at showcasing what the game is in the sense that it doesn't feel like Doom. It feels more like a demonic Halo or a demonic Black Ops 3 texture pack. And yes, I know that the multiplayer in both Halo and Black Ops 3 have variously different gameplay mechanics that are not present in Doom. Examples being that Halo has regenerating health and Black Ops 3 offers killstreak rewards. But the way that the characters look and act with the player-commanded taunting, the overly colorful armor choices, the ability to change what the armor looks like, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that these are necessarily bad things, but it's incredibly obvious where the inspiration came from. I mentioned earlier that Halo and Black Ops 3 have their own unique things that separate them from Doom. What I didn't mention was what Doom does bring to the table. In-game, players will occasionally have the chance to pick up a demon rune, which will turn them into a monstrous, Doom-appropriate demon with a super powerful weapon and an insane amount of health. Some have said that in the wrong hands, the demon runes can severely unbalance gameplay. And this may be the case now, but it's not unheard of for developers to patch up unbalanced mechanics in the name of fair gameplay. Now, that said, you can kill the demon, which will cause the rune to drop for another player to nab up if they want it. So it's not so one-sided that it causes players to rage quit the game. Doom also incorporates hack modules, which are little boosts that players activate during respawn. You get things like boosted armor, the ability to locate where your killer is, a timer to tell you when pickups are about to respawn, experience boosters, etc. They only last so long, so you can't keep them the entire match. These are okay. They don't really help that much, but any little bit helps, I guess. The only problem then is that every time you die, especially if you're really bad, you just hear
armor plating activated. Armor plating activated. Armor plating activated. Armor plating activated. Armor plating activated.
The beta offers two modes of gameplay: Deathmatch and Warpath. Deathmatch is the same as it's always been. Play on teams, get so many frags before time runs out. Hey, don't fix what isn't broken. Warpath is a King of the Hill type game where players struggle to control a zone for long enough to win. But this is interesting because it's not just a stationary thing. The zone moves around on a set path in the arena. This is cool for a couple of reasons. First, it helps keep the match interesting, forcing everyone to stay on their toes. And secondly, it stops people from camping the zone. Between the two modes, I preferred playing Warpath, though my first time playing Warpath was a bit of a disaster. There's this arrow that flows on the ground, looking like it's telling you where to go, similar to the assist thing in Dead Space. So I followed it, and followed it, and followed it, until I realized that the freaking thing just shows the path of the zone. So I felt pretty stupid after that. But hey, beginner's mistake. It's not like following the arrow wouldn't have eventually gotten me to where the action was. Another thing that I absolutely have to give this game props for is the gruesome melee kills. Now, I experienced most of these by getting absolutely destroyed in combat, but I did manage to get one myself. Look out, world, I'm on my way to become a professional doomer. Anyway, it's a fun detail to highlight a melee death rather than just watch the character flailing at the air until the text says, hey, you killed him. My first death in-game was actually fairly violent. I stuck to the wall. Looking back on it though, I'm pretty sure this was just a glitch. But what a glitch! It certainly caught my attention. The game looks okay. I don't have the best computer in the world, but for a standard gaming rig, it runs alright. Graphically, it feels like 2012 again, but I never knock points off of a game for its stylization unless it's absolutely horrendous to look at. I was only getting around 30 frames per second, but I can live with that. The beta caps out at 60, and the full version will leave the FPS uncapped. The environments all look like some of the arenas a proper Doom matchmaking system should have, and this is one of the few things that I'm opting to mention that make me really excited to see the final game. In the end, this is only a chance to let players have a little fun with the game's multiplayer before the official release of the game, but they missed out on what a demo really should have. Demos should be giving players things to look forward to. Now this is fine for adamant FPS PvP fans, and can be very fun for the rest. However, it's hardly original, and it leaves a lot to be desired for people wanting that Doom experience. It's not unfair to expect a demo or a beta to include some of the juicy bits of the single-player mode to get people hyped. After all, Doom's strengths have always been its demon-filled single-player ass-kicking fest. To be clear, I'm not saying that the beta was bad. It was more disappointing. To give it the credit that's due though, it is fun to play. In between typing this up and working on other projects, I've hopped in to play a few rounds and have genuinely had fun with it. You know, after the initial disappointment wore off. The beta ends tonight, unfortunately, but the full release of Doom will launch on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam on May 13th. Now, feel free to tell me that I'm looking too far into this since I knew what the beta was going to be before jumping in. And I would agree with you. I would absolutely agree with you. If I were on the other end of this video, I'd probably be saying, God, just wait! It's probably what the rest of you were saying. But hearing that Doom was going to have a beta after being hyped up for as long as it was, I felt let down by what was offered. I know Bethesda doesn't owe me anything, and releasing a playable beta was very cool of them to do, but judging from what I saw when I first played the beta, I wasn't sure if I wanted to see what they did to single player. I was afraid it was going to be just awful. But then I thought about it. Halo's single player campaign took on a much more serious tone than the multiplayer did. I haven't played it, but I'm sure Black Ops 3 did also. Quake, Unreal Tournament, all these games in this style all had a solid campaign. I'm sure that we have nothing to worry about, and come May 13th, I sincerely hope that I'm not mistaken. I know that this insight was kind of all over the place. When I started writing it, I was still sour about the lack of content in the beta, but over the last 48 hours, I found myself enjoying it more and more, finding things about the game that I do like, and I felt that those things should be highlighted. Overall, it's fun, but nothing special. I wish they offered some of the single-player campaign to add to the hype, but they didn't offer so little that it became stale either, so I'm not going to rate this on any type of scale because, let's be real, it's a beta. But when the full game does come out, I would like to do a full and proper review of it. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more from me, consider subscribing. I just recently uploaded the first part of my Five Nights at Freddy's insight, and the next part's coming out this Wednesday. So, once again, thank you guys for watching. I'm TyMythics, and that was Strictly Review.